What is up, Tube? It's mailbag time. Oh, I love it when I get mail. I hope it's a broken blaster. Maybe I should wait for some people to tune in. Hey, Vortex Mods. I was just saying I got mail. We're about to find out what it is. I hope it's a broken blaster. I love it when people send me broken blasters. Alright. It's from Paris, apparently. No, it's not. Alright. Little note here. Would not feed gel balls into chamber. Seems like plunger is not retracting. I tried to fix, but no luck. Alright, let's have a look. What is this? That's the mag. So it looks like a Gen 8-ish type mag. So that's some sort of clue, I guess. Alright, there's the stock. Strike Industries. Not sure what this bit is. It's so exciting. Do I actually fix people's blasters for them, Timmy? I didn't send myself this package, if that's what you mean. Suppressor? It's interesting because this piece looks like a motor carrier. Alright, that is the handguard and the barrel. That looks like a Scar type T-piece. Jingming. Similar. I'm assuming this bit must be the actual receiver. Aha, there it is. There it is. That's the receiver. Alright. Put all this stuff aside. Okay. Interesting. Put it together first. Somewhat. I have to take it apart before I can put it together. Okay, right. Well, let's take it apart first. Is that T-piece needs to live in there. Interesting. It's almost like a puzzle. Probably not going to need this bit just yet. Put that aside. Mag. This rail is interesting. That must go on here, I'm guessing. All right. This bit's a bit confusing. I'm not sure why that's on the outside of the blaster. Cool, alright, let's get into it. Wells is pretty good. I'll be honest though, it's not my favorite. I think Gen 8's my favorite. Sorry about all the wrapping. I like the wrapping. It was like, I don't know, it's like a surprise or something. If you've got kids, you'll know what an LOL surprise is. They're all the rage. It's like Christmas again, that's right. Does this open? Or is that just... Oh, it does open. But you got to open it by hand. Alright, I got a cat meowing at my door. Hold on. You can come in as long as you're not a pain in the ass. Alright? Okay. Give me the ball. Yeah, I guess. If it's a cat, it's a pain in the ass. Here it comes. What's the bet that it jumps on the desk and knocks the blaster off? We got a odds on that? Hey, I told you that I'm streaming live, so you can't come down here and make noise. What did I say? I said not be a pain in the ass. All right. I've legit never seen one of these blasters before. Just saying. Yeah, I know, right? Would I say the Wells M4 is a hardest hitting FPS out of the box stock? In my experience, it is. Like, in all the blasters that I've played with, straight out of the box power, the Wells was definitely the highest. In my experience, every blaster is different. So, yeah, sometimes you pull one out of the box and it'll be doing like some ridiculous amount of FPS, and then you get another one exactly the same make and model and it's just not as good. Luck of the draw. It depends on whether you get a Monday blaster or a Friday blaster. So I'm guessing this rail must come off. There we go. So what's this bit? Is that for putting... Oh, that's for putting a 460 motor on. That's kind of cool. Like if you wanted to upgrade to a 460, you could just chuck one in there. And then you've got the bit for it. It's kind of cool. Let's just test this theory. If I hadn't have used my box of motors to prop my tripod up, I'd be able to get to it. That's cool. Alright. Bear with me. Alright, so the charging handle it looks like it is a thing. It's got a little switch in there. Albeit a little bit bendy. So I dare say that's supposed to be in there somewhere and switching. That must be Ion Mag Prime. Alright, so I guess before I can test this thing, I need to put a barrel in it and test it. This is an interesting gearbox. It looks very similar to the Yitai gearboxes of the Steyr, but it looks like it's made of nylon. How should I tackle this? Before I put the barrel in, maybe I should just strip the gearbox apart and have a look inside first. It's very very wired. I see. So the safety allows you to pull the trigger but then slips off the switch. Alright, it's one of those. One of those type. spring out of it. And for those who care, it's a 1.2. Alright, so you have the option of taking the motor plug off. Everything still remains hardwired. Terminals here. And there's a battery. This is quite interesting for me because I've never seen one of these before, so it's like a new experience. So that battery's got some life left in it, but not much. I might chuck it on the charger. Seven-volt battery. All right. I get the feeling that this priming switch is supposed to live in here. And then that's, there you go. So that's how that works. All right. This is all very interesting. The circuit board appears to be glued into the side of the gearbox, so that's not coming out. Not without a fight. Alright guys, just give me 2 seconds. Alright, so I've got a battery here with some life in it. Let's see if it will bring some life to this thing. Wow, listen to that thing go. Doesn't sound particularly happy, but it's running. All right, I'm gonna pull it apart. Well, maybe I'll just whack a T in it and then we'll see if it runs. I might check the mag as well. The mag might be an issue. Mag seems to be working. I'll just pop these screws back into it and see if I can get a test fire out of it, at least, before we strip it down too far. It looks as if the half the plunger isn't aligned up here with the slot. Probably not going to help things much. So indecisive. The thing with these type of gearboxes, they're a bit of a pain to work on. I'd like to be able to just fully remove it from the receiver so that I can properly access everything. And these triggers in these are a real royal pain. Hopefully I can just pop, there we go, it's popped in. I might not need to take it all apart just yet. All right. There is a wire here which is exposed, which isn't awesome. I can fix that up though. Let's see if I can get this thing. So what is the name of this thing again? Something 300? You wish that I streamed full time. M4K300. Yeah. I imagine it'd grow tiring. Just watching me like pull apart gearboxes all day, every day. Alright. Let's see if, now that the plunger is popped into the rail properly, if it will play ball. All right. Oh, it doesn't sound real happy. Well, it might have just popped itself back into place. These see these slots in here? I don't know if you can see that. You see these slots? They line up with little keys in the plunger and the various bits of the assembly, and they slide back and forward in those slots. A couple of them weren't quite lined up. They weren't quite in the slots, and I popped the gearbox open a little to see if I could just pop them back into the position without having to fully disassemble the whole box. And it looks like that might have worked. I can see the tappet moving back and forward in there, and the mag worked, so might be life in it yet. It's got a working select fire switch. How about that? Single and full auto. And I guess that must be safe up top. Yeah, safe. Awesome. Frictional poly. It wasn't frictional polymers this time. It was the alignment of the cylinder and the tappet. The way these types of gearbox work, they're a bit different from the Gen 8s. Rather than having a separate tappet plate like the Gen 8 has, where the how do I explain it? rather than having a separate tappet that moves back here to move the nozzle is actually on a it's on like a separate cylinder, and it's got two ladder gears. Instead of the one ladder gear, it's got two, and one only comes back part of the way, so it starts to bring them back, and then the tappet one will go forward, and then the spring one will keep going all the way, and then return, and then they'll both go together again, and sort of like that. And so the tappet's just going back and forth like that while the spring is going back. Yeah, it's weird, but that's how some of them do it. That's how this one does it. All right, so what I'll do is I will get this back together. There are wires everywhere in this receiver. It's not a particularly neat setup. Makes the Gen 8 look neat. So many wires just running sort of everywhere with no real wire management. This is a little bit concerning. I might do something about that while I'm here. Just arc up the soldering iron. Alright, soldering iron on. So what's everyone been doing today anyway? Sorry, I haven't really been following the chat because I've had my head in blaster. And because it's a slightly different type of blaster that I haven't seen before, I've been concentrating more than usual. That's a thing. All right, so I'm gonna fix this thing up here. Wow, thunder. All right, so let me break this off the tripod for a moment. I touched something and it broke. No, I paused the live stream when I moved the phone out. Yeah, see this wire? Yeah, it's not looking real great there. So I'm going to get some heat shrink and insulate that. I'm just going to desolder it from the tab here, put the heat shrink on, then solder it back on. All right, I just wanted you guys to get all close up and in the action there, down there. My M4SS fires fine when dry fired, but when I load a mag, the gel just drop out or don't go very far. Could be a tappet plate. Perhaps. It could be that the spring has come disconnected from the tappet plate. That's usually a thing that would cause poor gel performance. All right, soldery time. Just grab my solder. You gotta give to take with solder. All right, and grab a bit of heat shrink. What's a good way to stop a battery from overheating. Work it less. Unfortunately, that is the answer. It's not the answer you want to hear. How good is heat shrink? What kind of battery is it? What kind of battery is it, for starters? You might be able to get a battery with better performance. Like, what kind of battery is it that's overheating? If it's one of those crappy little 3-cell lithium-ion things, then just throw it in the bin and get a LiPo. Yeah, those little stock shitty checkered things that aren't anywhere near 1800 milliamp hours. Yeah, get a decent battery. That's what my suggestion would be. Yeah, I put bearings in the Fable box and they exploded. So I just used solid bushings. Turnigy battery is heaps better. Like, if I could use only Turnigy batteries, I would. Now, to get this all back together in such a way that the wires all stay in their correct allocations, I'm going to have to sit it on a box for starters. Because otherwise the charging handle just gets pushed out of the way every time. I'm just going to solder this bad boy back up. All right. They will fit the new Gen 8 receiver. You know what I found for the first time yesterday? A Gen 8.5. How cool is that? I didn't know it was a thing, but it kind of is. It's funny, it's actually been sitting around here and I didn't realize, I didn't even know I had it. Yeah. These wires are really wild in here. There's no real cable management anywhere that I can see. Maybe that's why this wire got damaged in the first place. I'll try and run them down the side here. See if that helps. Make me feel better anyway. Can I do more Gen 9 mods? Yes, I can. I promise I'll drop a new Gen 9 video tomorrow. It's not an STD6. STD6 actually has more wire management than this, believe it or not. The STD6 is a bit of a shit fight of wires, but not quite like this. I know the STD6 well, whereas this one is it's new to me, so I don't not 100% on where the wires actually ran from factory. So when I pulled it apart, it was already somewhat modified a little, let's say. All right, so looks like it seems to be sitting in there. All right, let's see if we can get something to feed into it. All right, here we go. What's the safety on? All right, is the safety on? This is probably a more correct question. Oh, that's interesting. There's a bunch of cruddy old stock balls in here. Alright, I'll clean that out a bit later. Alright, so this has to be down. Sorry if I'm off camera, sorry. Just have to make sure that the safety latch is in the right position. So that's on safe. That's on full auto. All right. And that's on semi. I think I see what's going on here. This is one of those blasters with the troublesome safety. All right. I think I'm gonna have to put the whole shell back together in order to get the safety catch to operate correctly. And if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but the safety mechanism never actually worked in the correct manner. Is that right? Like, I mean, safety was safety, but full auto was single and single was full auto? Is that how it worked? Do I bless each blaster? Maybe I should. Maybe that's the problem. The blaster needs to be blessed. All right. Let me just get a few, but not all, of the screws in. Just enough to get it to operate. All right, so alright, so single fire. It's single fire, and I just dropped the screw. And I found it. So single fire a single. These, I tell you what, these gearboxes with the mechanical select fire was, it was never awesome. Well, it seems to be working all right. The early model Jingming M4 Terminator had the single fire and the full auto fire that was so temperamental that, like, you'd kind of have to sometimes, like, I ended up, if you watch one of my videos, you see I actually cut the semi-auto position out of it, because it was just more trouble than it was worth. What's up, Scott? Scroll up. Scroll up. What am I scrolling up for? Hang on. Got arrested on December for firearms charges. Ooh, that's not good. In the ACT. Well, that's certainly not good news. I don't know what to say after that. Yeah, it's funny, you know that feed that I stopped, Chris, where I couldn't find the screw and I stopped the whole feed and everything? That was under the tripod of the camera. So the moment I shut the feed down and put the camera away, I found the screw. All right, so now that I've got this mostly together, I'm going to put a mag in it and test fire it. All right. Seems like the mag priming switch has dropped off. That select fire is definitely temperamental, but that's actually fairly normal for these things. You got to get it just in the right spot. But I think that's a winner. I might just have to open it back up again and make sure that the select fire switch is sitting in the right spot. Should we chrono it? Might as well. And now I've covered my bench in gel smooth. So average of 180. There's a few 170s and a 150. Ignore that max, that was an anomaly. But yeah, it's all right for one of these gearboxes. That's about what they did. All right. Well, I'm gonna call that a day or a night, and then I'm gonna make a phone call or receive a phone call or something, because I want to talk to my friend Scott. All right, guys. I will catch you next time.